Well, welcome back, everybody. Got a really good one for you today. One we've been working on for quite a while. It's called the Talking Tote, which is originally by probably one of the greatest racetrack geniuses of all time, Holloway. Now, what this is basically is back when Lou wrote this book, and you can see the book here. I think it was 1955 or something like that. But he had two different methodologies in here, one for actually watching the tote and one for using previous odds patterns and other factors for selecting horses. So we have found that and obviously we couldn't program something where you had to watch the tote, but we found that tote watching today is almost impossible. All the money that comes in at the last minute, you've got your horse breaking from the gate at 6-1 and he crosses the line at 9-5 at, some smaller tracks, and that happens. It's pretty frequent. So actually watching the tote these days is very difficult. But the other methodology in here, which is based on odds patterns, is really, really solid, and that's of course what we programmed here. Lou I'm sorry, this is one of our fellows, Griffin, from Systems and Methods blog, and he basically says less than 5% of players pay any attention at all to odds patterns, but these patterns can predict future results, at times even better than studying the past performances. Lou's The Talking Tote is a masterpiece that has for decades shown steady returns. The book's pretty much not available anymore, but the last one that sold on eBay was $433, so people are still looking for this thing. But now that it's been programmed, Griffin tells us that access to Lou's theories and selections produce not only consistencies, but some great prices. Take a look at this one. It'll add another dimension to your play. And then Lou, when he's writing this, he wrote so many incredible systems. Again, some people just seem to be born handicappers, just what we would call a natural. And while it's rare, it just seems some people just grow up, can look at the racing form, decipher it. And Lou was one of those guys because he did so much incredible work. So Lou basically says if you apply the principles of this book, which is now software, he didn't say that, we did, because he's been dead for a long time, you can expect to make a reasonable return on your investments. If you're making 20% profit, you're doing better than most businesses, plus you're having a heck of a lot of fun doing it. He goes back where he started after he finished school and went full-time into racing, checking all kinds of plans. And he graduated, he says, for the education of a horse player. He feels like if that was a college course, he's definitely a cum laude graduate. He says, I'm not boasting because I tell you, it's always been a tough game, but since I've been able to make a supplemental income playing the horses, I feel I am therefore qualified to advise you how you can do the same. And then he goes into this particular system. For example, I find it almost impossible to play against what I call past odds tote talkers. Sometimes the tote patterns literally scream at you. Sometimes it's a bit more subtle. Other times it whispers in your ear, suggesting a major price opportunity may be in the works. So, and basically, there comes a time in your evaluation of race playing when you have to call a halt to the seeking of magic formulas and settle for the proven breadwinners like this particular system. You can go on looking and no doubt will, but I'll make a bet that you will never find many better winning systems than this one. And so that's a quote, directly from Lou on this system. And again, he has several other systems that show a nice flat bet ROI, more or less spot plays. This one isn't so much a spot play, but there are ways to play it. If you look at the examples, we show you, note especially what we call double boxers, horses that appear in two boxes down below, like here, Eatontown Girl, who paid $15.40. And so you'll often see three horses, but a lot of times one horse occupies two boxes, and that's always a pretty darn strong situation. Here, where we have a really good long shot play, whenever you've got a horse that's much longer odds than the top pick, and here Schwarzenmeyer finished in 2 boxes, and he paid $68 to win. Exacta with the number 2 horse paid $254. Now, and we also note that $68 is on the high side. You're not going to get a heck of a lot of $68 horses, but you do get a lot in the $12 to $28 range, and you get a whole bunch. You don't get a heck of a lot of really heavy-duty favorites, and you do get a lot of horses basically in the $8, $7 to $12 range. Average Mutual, about $9.11 at a 31% win average, which shows you a nice ROI. And here's another horse who fits on a angle, that the lone price play at 8 to 1. Since he's higher odds than this, Grouch would have been the play, and then we would and then again, and then that's all explained in the manual. Over an Ollie at Saratoga in 2 boxes, $9.30, $13.80. These horses ran 1-2, let her run, airman $13.80 price, $56 exacta. Anyways, a lot of examples. We could have put a lot more examples in on this one. The fact is that the program comes up with a decent number of plays, and again, there are suggested ways to play. All the different situations here. A Smoke Wagon, which was in 2 boxes, he actually ran second, and the top horse paid $12.80. So again, you'll get a lot of prices in that range. And then we go and we explain all the columns to you: number of races, morning line, Tote power. This is the key. Tote power, strength of odds patterns, predictors, relies on factors, betting action, odds drop in most recent race, low odds in last race, speed, spirit, which are recent sprint ratings combined with what he calls the try factor, where a horse steadily seems to try in almost every race, gaining position from mid-race to the end, overall competency for jockeys, trainers, etc. So this is one you're really going to have fun with. It does get some really good prices. It's very, very consistent, and all the various betting strategies are explained in the manual. And it's just $111. And again, this is something you have a lot of fun with, and get plenty of action as well as some really nice prices. So give us a call, 1-800-696-0067, or order from our website. Thanks so much. Talk to you next time.